believe can be an unsettling and frightening experience. The early church witnessed this when Saul of Tarsus knocked on the doors or interrupted their meetings. His hatred towards these new believers compelled him to drag them from their homes, imprison them, and even justify their death. Saul was a man to be feared, yet the Lord had other plans for him. What better way to close this quarter theme of chosen, not choice, but to read of Saul's conversion on the road to Damascus. He encountered with Jesus in a vision, blinded his natural sight, but enabled him to hear the voice of the risen Savior. Jesus' admonishment against him pierced his heart and crippled his faculties. It incapacitated him both physically and emotionally, requiring the soldiers who accompanied him to lead him to refuge. Yet it would be the hands of those he persecuted, which would bring Jesus' healing power to his eyes and reveal the gospel message that would heal his heart. It was not his choice. God chose him to carry the gospel to the Gentiles and plant churches in other nations. In reading the introduction, I think back to when I hear a lot of pastors say they never thought they would preach the gospel. They, the things that the way they thought they were living, they thought they had it going on until they came into an encounter with God. And that is the same thing with Paul. Once he came in encounter with God, it just changed everything. And that should be the way that it is with us in today's as well. Because once you come in encounter with God, you're the same, and you are not the same. Anyone want to just have anything to say on the introduction?
That opening part, when they talk about how encountering people who display hatred towards a group of people because of their race, ethnicity, or even their religious belief can be unsettling and frightening. You see it, you saw it a lot during this time, during those days. You don't too much see it as far as religious beliefs widespread in America. You do see it in certain cities and towns. But when it comes to ethnicity and race, it's more prevalent. And it got to the point here in Florida where the decisions of one person is causing financial hardship on the state. When you look at Disney World pulling $1 billion venture and moving it elsewhere, and even talks of the AME Church not even wanting to come to do the quadrennial, it's a problem. But just like those people face assault, we're facing the same, and we just got to stay prayerful and hope along the way somewhere he encounters Jesus on his Damascus road before it's too late for him. So it reminds me, I say all that to say this: everybody has an opportunity to change. We just got to remain prayerful for all those that had went on their Damascus road experience, that are still on their Damascus road experience, and the ones that are still blinded during their Damascus road experience.
Amen. As well as ourselves, even though we are considered to be disciples of Christ, when it comes down to situations like that, we question when we shouldn't question, but we do question, because we know he can't do no more than what God would allow him to do. Seeing him on the news just a few minutes ago, when we get back to this, listening to the things that he was saying, you know, he just copying what other politicians have said. And it just goes to show that he can't. And if God can change, Jesus can change somebody like Saul, surely he can change somebody like Governor DeSantis.
And the other thing that I saw when I was reading, it says about closing this quarter's theme of chosen, not chose, chosen, not yeah, chosen, not choice. We're chosen for a lot of different reasons. A lot of reasons we don't understand. A lot of reasons we can't comprehend. A lot of reasons that we don't want to do it for. And once we get into it, I brought it up because once we get into telling the Bible story, Ananias did not want to go. He did not want to go, and he was reluctant to go because of the past. Just like Ananias, and I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself. We cannot prevent from sharing the gospel, sharing the good news because of somebody's past experiences, or somebody's past. If we're chosen by the Lord and we're allowing the Lord to be our guide, we have to do what thus says the Lord. And it makes me wonder how many souls that we have allowed to stay lost because we're not willing to go where others won't in our ministry.
It really is. It makes you stop and think because, like I say, I always refer to myself and I think about things that I don't want to do, but it's not about me. And sometimes, and I'm just being honest, I don't want to talk to people because I don't like their attitude. And I know that that's not the way, you know, I'm supposed to be in season and out of season. But being honest, it be that way sometimes. That flesh gets you in trouble every time.
That's just like the story I told y'all Sunday. The governor, when he walked in, did everything I could to make sure I would know in the past.
We're going to go on into the Bible story, unless anyone else have anything else that they want to comment on the introduction. I'm thinking about back to the reading. It said, it incapacitated him both physically and emotionally, requiring the soldiers who accompanied him to lead him to refuge. Why does it take that for us as Christians to get down on our sick bed, deathbed, family members, losing family members, for us to trust God and have that Damascus Road experience? Whenever we have the Bible, we have church service, we have other people, you know, we see other families and other people going through this. So why does it take us that long to recognize the goodness of God?
I think that people think that they have time. I can do it tomorrow. I can do it tomorrow. I can do it. That ain't gonna never. They have that. I don't think it'll never be me type of thing until it's actually there. Or it didn't. My mama lived wrong for so long and it never catched her. So you know I'm gonna live like mama lived, and it ain't gonna never catch me because it ain't never caught mama. So I think that people literally think that they have time. Well, I'm gonna do it right tomorrow. I'm gonna do it right tomorrow. It ain't gonna never catch me. It ain't gonna never be me.
It happened to other people, it won't happen.
Yes. Just because it happened to you don't mean it'll happen to me.
That crossed my mind. You was going to add to it.
Yeah, and I love both flip it since they made them comments. I'm going to go in a different direction. Both of them are for those that kind of believe in Christ, that they think they got time, their eyes are not fully open. But when we look at Saul, to answer that question, some people, because of their past experience, because of their upbringing, because of their educational mindset and who I am, causes them to be blind to the fact of who Jesus is. And we don't have that humbling spirit. Because we don't have the humbling spirit, we're fighting. The humble spirit is fighting against the prideful spirit of ours. And we don't realize that the humble spirit is always going to win. Because either we humble ourselves, he's going to humble us.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it takes God to do that, to humble us, to realize that we can't do anything without it. And I'm glad you brought that up because it's amazing how the same people that were going with him to destroy people were the same ones that had to carry him to a place, but just because they go, and I think I did this sermon, said this in a sermon, everybody that go with you everybody that came with you can go with you. Because after them soldiers dropped him off, we don't give them this time. They didn't stay and try to praise, they didn't stay and do anything else, and because we know after he gained his sight, he stayed for the longest, and they had to sneak all out of town. And it's just me. Them soldiers that went with him went back and reported to the priest and the people where he came from that Paul saw had changed. Now we got to get him because he's one of them. So you got to be careful what kind you keep because soon as the status quo change, they don't change.
We come across that all the time. Every day, as a matter of fact. On your jobs, in your homes, even in the stores. Like I say, I watched the news, and I just watched it before I came, and it was showing this 14-year-old young man that got killed. I believe it was shot by a store owner because he thought he was shoplifting. In my mind, my Cardell mind, I know God makes everything, allow everything to happen for a reason. That's no reason to shoot. There's no reason to shoot. Like, yeah, call the police on, but it's just so much. It can be down pressing, and that's thinking again that it can't happen to us. Like what Sister Linda said, because that 14-year-old boy thought it would happen to him. His family probably thought the same thing. And instead of, I'm not downing them for anything, but they ride at the store, tore it up, hang it down, and I'm not downplaying them because of the anger, but it's still, that's not Jesus. The hurt is not what you did, like officer said, it's not going to bring him back. But get justice. We're going to go into the Bible story.
The message was the largest Jewish population center next to Jerusalem. It was also a center of trade and was a fitting location to facilitate for the spread of the Christians' new way. Saul would have realized that this was an ideal region for Christians to further evangelize, thereby to him it would be a threat to Judaism. During Saul's journey to Damascus, he encountered the risen Christ, which would have been a profoundly shocking and dramatic event. Paul's physical blindness paralleled his prior spiritual blindness. It realigned his sight to knowing Jesus as the Christ and leaving the Christians' claims and witnesses. He went without food for 3 days, apparently an indication of fasting. While in prayer, Saul must have wrestled with his blindness to the truth, while also being humbled by the presence and power of God through Jesus, all of which he witnessed for himself. The other key person in Saul's conversion story is Ananias. Ananias received a vision of what was to come and the instruction to go to Saul. To most believers in Christ, Saul was considered a threat. Unaware of what to expect, Ananias acted in faith and obediently followed the Lord's exact instructions. As a result, God used Ananias to lead the man who was once an abuser into a committed life of service to the Lord on Jesus Christ. The healing power of the Holy Spirit moved through Ananias, and Saul's sight was restored. Ananias witnessed to Saul of the gift of salvation, which brought light and sight to his dark heart. The word spoken to Saul by Ananias enlightened him to the truth that Saul could be saved, even with his horrible past. Then all would be saved. Saul of Tarshish was no more and would then be known as Paul. He regained strength and began his missionary journey across Asia to preach the good news to all nations. Once again, it was not Ananias or Paul's choice. Instead, they were both chosen. The obedience of this otherwise unknown disciple transformed not only Saul's life, but the nature of Christian outreach.
he will communicate in both at the same time. Notice in you know, it's just God.
Studies, it says this is often the character. We're saying God chose them. They didn't choose him. It says this is often the character of God's direction in our lives. He directs us one step at a time instead of laying out the details of great plan all at once. And as when in Saul and in Ananias, he just told him to do for what that day. And when I was reading it, I said, because if he would give us the plan and what at one time what we're supposed to do throughout our lives and throughout the day, I think we'll try to change it. Because that's just our nature. That's just our nature to try to change it. So he has to lead us day by day through the different scenarios that we have in life.
You notice Ananias, when he first told Ananias, the first thing Ananias brought up was who Saul was. Because I don't believe in something that Ananias mind. One second, I want to lay my hands on this person. He's going to lay his hands on me.